Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Islands of Insight, where I have already had what feels like a pretty full and physically strenuous day, and I am just so much looking forward to relaxing and doing some puzzles here. I realized something. At some point we totally passed the threshold for the sonorous cubes upgrade. So I grabbed this and I went back up to that island where we were still missing 30 something puzzles, and I theorized they were probably all hidden cubes. It turns out, yeah, that's that's the case. I was able to find all but 3 of them, and as such, you can see we have earned the title Enthusiast of Hidden Cube. It does feel like it would be maybe a little smoother if it were a hidden cube enthusiast, but this has a sort of grandness to it as well. So I just flew back from there down to here at the matchbox area. That's ram's horns. Okay, that's not the thing. Actually, that one might already be done. I can't tell. Anyway, I came all the way down here and I realized something. There's this little outcropping down here that has the last of our logic grids on it. So, let's nail it. Exactly 1 symbol per light area. No zeros. No overlapping the 5s immediately. Don't remember which button puts down which color block. Always a good sign. That's actually finished. Okay. And all the dark cells end up connected. That shouldn't be too difficult of a problem. So we know that this is part of the 6. Well, do we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I suppose this white cell could be part of the 7. This one is too far away from anything else to not be part of this 7, though. So, what else can we figure out here? We know that one of these 2 cells is the last cell in this 5, which means this will necessarily be a black cell. That doesn't, I think, help us right now, but it's a thing that's true, so why not? This could easily be part of the 6 or the 7. We still have to have room for this 7 up here. So, like, it's 4 right now. 5. The problem is it could, like, sneak out this way, right? It could be, like, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so it's going to be contained in this area, but we don't know exactly where just yet, it feels like. Okay, all the dark cells have to be connected. That means these have to be able to climb out of the corners, the little corners that they're starting in. So that's something. This one also has to emerge. This one also has to emerge. So that actually gives us 6 points of the 7 right there. In fact, 7. 7 points of that 7 right there. That connects us to that apparently loose white block. This is going to have to go 5, 6. Okay, so that's going to connect everything out that way. Well, no, this does have to be light, because I was going to say it's close enough to be part of this 5, but then you're sequestering dark blocks, obviously, which does not work. Okay, so we know that. This has to connect through. There we go. We're getting something done. So what else do we absolutely know for sure? Well, we know this. We know this has to be dark. This has to be dark. So we know that, which means obviously this connects very simply. Actually, this comes up here and is light, and then one of these 2 is going to be the 6th cell in that shape. So again, we have dark here. Well, it can't be this one, because if it was this one, then this like curvy shape here is separated from the rest of the dark cells. Whether or not this is dark, this one has to be. So that tells us that. Which doesn't leave a lot of room for this 7, I suppose. These will have to be dark for the connection. So this is going to have to be lit no matter what. Right, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And yeah, this space can't be light because it'll cut off dark cell connections, so that's got to be the 7. That means this has to be dark as we continue to run down here. That's got to be dark. Get everything connected up like that. This one now could be light since we're running around it, and it probably is light because we need room for this 5 to build out. Because, you know, these two have to connect to the greater dark shape, right? How exactly are they going to do that? Well, it's going to involve... Like, this is going to have to be dark. Yeah, because if this were light, it would have to connect to the 5. It would have to cause a cutoff. So that's going to have to be dark, and this is going to have to be dark. Which does give us plenty of room to just do the 5 like that. And yeah, I think that's actually the only way these two shapes still fit. Alright, there's the last logic grid for this area. There it is. I was going to say, aren't we supposed to get a Mirabilis for that? I still don't know what they do or why I would want them, but you're not going to not give them to me. Apparently. Okay, from here, can I see a match for that? Also, the Ramhorn one isn't matched yet, so it is worth keeping an eye out. Unfortunately, there's just a lot of matchboxes visible from kind of everywhere. And I don't have the wherewithal. I don't have the internal short-term storage to remember where we have seen what. Really thought I was going to be able to stand on that archway. There we go. Well, I can't really see anything new of value. We have a bit of visibility to the stuff that's all the way down here. This, this interlocking squares pattern, I don't think we've ever seen another box. That's interesting. That's a logic grid unfinished. That's already clear. Yeah, we might end up going home without getting a lot of this one done. I'm having a hard time with these matchboxes for sure. But I'm sure we can find one more hidden ring somewhere. And also one more hidden archway. I mean, they're huge. They're huge and they are not stealthy. If you get close, they let you know. For example, because, you know, of course, I am curious about the enclaves that we have not yet performed. Hey, there's a ring. And that's an airborne puzzle for our very long-lasting luminous quests and everything. Yeah, it's wild to me how bad I am at these matchboxes, because, like, there are so many left in this area. It feels like they should just be popping everywhere we look. Well, let's go over here and get our unfinished logic grid. Okay, that's interesting. So obviously all this stuff, all the light cells and all the dark cells have to be connected, but we're gonna have to do some snaking around here, because obviously these spaces have to be off color. So these will be dark, these will be light, these will have to be light. This could be light, but everything from here over has to be dark, at the very least. I guess I don't know, like... No, I do know the outside areas, because these have to connect somewhere. And we know that the dark shapes do not connect out through the bottom. So... yeah, this will have to run to here, and this will have to run to here, for sure. This needs to drop out here. This is going to have to be lit. This is going to have to be a light one, but that's got to be a dark one. Actually, yeah, this has to be a light one because of these two. Okay, so all of that is right. This could really be either for the moment, but that makes me think that we're going to discover that this is light. Like, what do we need to do down here? I guess we have to prevent... See, this is a problem. Yeah, there we go. We have to... This bottom space requires a little bit of finesse. Just got to build some teeth into the situation. I think the problem I'm having with the matchboxes mostly is that I feel like I solve them by luck. You know, it's very difficult. With a lot of the other ones, I can apply a strategy and for sure come to some kind of solution. With the matchboxes, it's just like you can see a matchbox from somewhere, and then it's kind of a matter of... as far as strategy goes, it's kind of a matter of going to every place that you can see the thing from to see if you can see another one with the same symbol, right? There's got to be a better strategy than that, because that is plainly, as far as strategies go, non-functional. That's just not a real... Okay, so here's the red one. Can I see it from here? Yeah, basically. That's not actionable, is the thing about that as a strategy. Hey. I will say this, every time we find an area that has puzzles in it, every time we find an area that has new, unfinished logic grid puzzles in it, we know that's an area where there could still be, matchboxes we haven't seen yet. It's a place we haven't been, so... Okay, so a lot of these come off pretty easily. You have to get surrounded, which means this could be light, but this one definitely can't be. And then I guess we know this is light because of that. Dark regions have area 2. There's no particular rules about light regions, but we do know this can't all be lit up, which means that's going to be dark at the very least. I guess this has to be dark, which, yeah, probably solves a lot of the rest of it for us. And this space has to be dark. Okay. That said, I'm looking around here for matchboxes that we haven't seen that we could try to match to ones that we have seen, and I am not having a lot of luck on that front. Okay, that I don't feel like I know that symbol. I don't... Have we seen that anywhere? Okay, letters got to be sorted into one type per area. So... And all dark regions have area 2. Well, this could be a dark area here. Letters have to be sorted into one type per area, but there can be white cells that have no letter associated with them, which might be happening here in a second. Do we know very much about how these have to connect? Like, there's a lot of room for this A to do a lot of weird stuff. B is going to connect this way. C is going to end up down here. Right, we know that, I guess. This certainly will not extend left. Because it can't. Which means that'll have to be dark. That'll have to do this. This will have to go around, which means that's how that one is shaped. And then this is also dark. Yeah, something like this, right? This is C and B, so these have to be separated. And this will grow upward, because obviously it can't block off the C. These two are different letters, and so, as such have to be separated. Yeah. And then it's like, I guess this having to be white means that this can't be black, so this has to be black. Yeah, okay. I see. I was looking at that, I was like, that doesn't look like a ring. But that's the deal. It's a sideways hidden archway. There's certainly a logic grid over on that island. I have no idea where this box's partner is. And I'm definitely feeling that way about a number of the ones that are hanging on like the underside of the islands. Alright, dark regions have area 2, don't make white squares. Easy enough, she says, and then immediately halts. So we know these can't both be dark. At most one of these two shapes can extend into the middle. This is what I'm trying to say. One of these two at least must be dark. One of these two at least must be dark. But the thing is, if this is dark, the only way it can extend is that way, and vice versa. So I guess we know that. Up here it's a little trickier. This is the same thing is true over here. Up here it's a little trickier because stuff could extend across. Well, I guess now that I have this in place, we know this. Right, and these will have to extend upward. That's got to be dark. Yep, these ones just sort of crawl out and finish themselves. That's very satisfying. I keep hearing like ringing sounds and looking around because I was, like I said before we started here, I was very focused on hidden blocks. We saw that there is, at the very least, a ring up there. Oh. The classic ImSim problem of nobody ever looking upward. Yeah, this will work. There is nothing else up here. We're still 5 Matchbox puzzles away from the Mirabilis. And I will say, I feel like I'm doing better now. We're getting them... Oh, there was a jet on this island, right over here. I do feel like I'm doing better now. It's still not, like, nearly enough. So I definitely don't feel like I've ever seen that symbol before. Aha. Or perhaps it's right there. Is there anything else I can see? Because this is a pretty primo vantage point, really. It's the only unanswered thing from here is the ram's horn. Hey, that's cleverly hidden. Yeah, this is a good spot to get these from. Okay, that's just a finished puzzle, so I guess we can get back over here now. Oh, hey. We know where the other half of that is. It's a matter of, like, getting over there. That's a pretty good hiding spot for that. Alright, 2 more sets. We can at least get the Mirabilis here before we bail. I was not hopeful, but I am becoming hopeful. Of course, this is going to rely on me finding more boxes, because we actually did almost all of the ones that I could remember. Where on earth are the rest of the matchboxes? Well, you know what? We don't necessarily need to do them now. Hey, that looks unfinished. Well, I guess you can't really tell. Okay, there's one. Out of curiosity, aha. Yep, we are finding that the putting stuff on the hiding blocks on the undersides of surfaces is a prime trick. It is a thing they are doing a lot. I do think the one in the bell that's just a good idea, especially with it having sort of like vaguely the shape of a I'm realizing I don't know what the name of that part is. The bit that makes the bell dong, you know, the hanger bit. The bell's uvula. Whatever, I'm just saying that's thematically nice, you know? Please don't make fun of me for not knowing what a bell's uvula is called. A clanger? A clapper? These words are in my head, but I do not know. I know not whence. Okay, well, this is a real bummer if we're gonna not be able to find the one last one. Okay, that puzzle is completed. This is still undone. Have I seen the green one of those? Wait, wasn't the green ram's horn? There was a ram's horn we saw over here from our little perch that I thought was the green ram's horn. Of course, I don't remember where it was in space now. We can certainly just go back over there. Right, because wasn't it more like... Yeah, that's absolutely a green ram's horn. That's a different... I didn't know they could do that. Can I just connect it to this one? No. Yeah, weird. Because I saw that and I was like, huh, I thought the Green Ramshorn one was not finished yet. Turns out they just ran out of symbols. And some of them get reused. So... if I am the other box to match this one that's visible way off in the distance. Wait, is it? It's visible up. Yeah, that one. It's got that like bug pattern on it. This would be a pretty clever place to put a green bug box, like in the underside of the roof of that gazebo. It's probably not. Shoot. It's probably not the preferred terminology for that kind of building. But it looks like a gazebo to me. And as we all know, here in America, my ignorance is as good as anybody else's facts. These are the principles this country was founded on, I think. We certainly behave like that's true, so... Huh, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to do with you, and I don't know what to do with you, and that's really bumming me out on both counts, because if I could figure out either of these things, we'd be justified in calling this area complete enough. Finished, in any case. Well, let's go over to each of these islands one last time and see if it is a clever trick of like it being buried somewhere on this landmass in a place that would be hard to see from anywhere else. But it can only be in so many spots because we have to maintain clarity, line of sight to that block. It would be kind of clever to hide like a really scaled down one in the shrubs or something. Because we know they do occur at different sizes in the world. But no such luck. Let's see about working this one from over here. We just need one more. So it's not probably going to be on this island because you can't see. You cannot see the thing in question very well from here. But I wanted to give this island a quick look over for the, not for the ram's horn, but for the other shape. The beetle shape, as I've been calling it. Yep, doesn't really look like there's a well-hidden combo block around. Okay, I'm not gonna get hung up on this forever. Yeah, we'll find it later. We'll come back to it. For right now, I guess let's just, Also, there's that. Wait, we saw... We saw the red one of those. Was it... Was the red one of those tucked under one of the islands over here? Well, we can't... I think it would be over there somewhere. Let me try something. Yeah, that's it, right? That's totally it. This island isn't part of this puzzle area, but I think from this island I might be able to see them both. Oh, hey, the phase and the melody. This is where we were being told to go for our next on-purpose quest. So that's cool. Oh, shoot, I can't... No, I can't quite see the other thing from over here. Where was it? It was underneath... It was underneath an island that's, like, on the other side of this landmass now. It was, like, over here. Shit. Where can you see both of those things from? It feels like there aren't very many places, but that's definitely the same symbol. Okay, well, this area looks cool. It looks like it's about some very different stuff, and I'm excited to check it out. We're almost done with the other thing. We're so close. Yeah, that's it right there. Damn it, they stop your forward motion while you're doing that. You can cast them in the air, it seems like, but I couldn't I couldn't get the accuracy to work. Okay. We know what our last cash-in is going to be. We're going to get this Mirabilis. It's just a matter of figuring out what the spot is that allows us to do it. Because we have to be able to see... Maybe like this spire over here. Oh, hey. This is certainly a spot where we haven't tried from yet. Okay, don't make that pattern. We don't have to connect all the lights and darks or anything, so that's interesting. This is going to be white no matter what. This is going to be white no matter what because it couldn't extend out. What else? At least one of these has to be dark. This has to be dark, so that's something. That's going to be light then, which makes that dark, which makes that dark. There you go. You just get a couple. The whole thing kind of comes together pretty quickly. That would have to be dark. That would have to be dark. Which makes that dark. This can only be light. Let's see here. One of these two is dark. And there's... Oh, I guess this. We know that. And that means this one must be dark for that reason. Okay. Does this work? Shoot, I can't quite... Where is it? The island we want is there. Okay, that's a tricky one. That is a tricky one, but we did get it eventually. You know, I probably didn't need to super jump. This is a wasted charge. Well, let's get over here to the phase and the melody. They want me to enter it properly for it to count for the objectives. We should probably go to the front. Which is, this has got to be the front, right? It's the lowest point, kind of. Yeah, there we go. What's up, Lore? The Auroral's garden filled me with beautiful thoughts and delightful insights, but I yearned for more. She stepped out from behind the clouds, a being I could not have imagined, one who could move mountains or crush them into sand. She asked, "What more would you like to know?" That really is a fragment. Okay, Phasic dials. So this is a puzzle type we have never seen before. There's a drops puzzle. It's available from right there, and it's taking everything in my power to restrain myself and just like stay on target here. We have a thing to learn. It's probably important that we learn it. Are you a Phasic dial? Oh, okay, you are definitely something. Okay. That's weird. It didn't seem like much of a puzzle. We almost got a whole level of mastery from it. What was I supposed to have gotten there? Use buttons to rotate the dials. They must reach a state where all the dials are pointing at the center. It's gonna get more complicated, presumably, than that. All right, and if there are sky drops to be shot, we're gonna finish our airborne puzzle thing. Well, I was gonna say we're gonna finish it pretty quickly, but I guess there aren't enough sky drops in the area. Maybe some of the other stuff we're doing will count as airborne puzzles. So it looks like for the next sky drops, we want to be like right up here. How do I put y'all into a circle? I mean, that's nearly a circle. Ah, okay, here we go. That's what we were missing. I was like, either there's a gap in this or we are really looking at it from the wrong spot. Okay. Show me a Phasic dial that doesn't basically complete itself. Ah, okay. Sometimes they will represent different numbers of clicks. My guess is that we're going to find buttons that turn more than one dial at a time, right? That basically has to be the way this works in order for it to be interesting or difficult at all. Okay, so this one's pretty easy. You need to be rotated that many times. Yeah, still pretty trivial. Flow orbs probably don't count as mid-air puzzles, do they? Despite the fact that they're kind of floating. But I guess they're attached to the ground enough. Okay, you're connected to those ones up there. 7. Oh, there's another one under there. So we probably would want to start up here. It's interesting that there's one all the way in that corner as well. Oh dear. I mean, you'd want to start it at one of the ends. I started it at the highest point, and I was like, that's not actually going to work, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so this is the lowest one on this side. This is the one that's furthest this way, I guess is the proper thing to say. Ooh, failing to touch the orb as you attempt to pass it is going to be probably disqualifyingly slow. That was almost a gold time. That feels very doable. Let me try that again. The problem is this part's very clumsy, right? Ah. Got my toe stuck. Terrible, 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 terrible. Yeah, Getting this right, getting this and then getting up is going to be like a critically important part of it. That was pretty fast. No. That run was going all right, I feel like. Ooh, I don't like that. I got stuck again. Yeah, I think like the most important part there is I have to get my feet planted when we pick up. I was going to say that one, like that's useful. There's the bit where we have to go around the support, and I have to get my feet planted and get a good like triangle jump off of that, or else we end up flying around in the air forever and then falling anyway. Yeah, that. There we go. That was really messy. Nope. Nope, we're good. Gold is sufficient. Thank you. I know that there is a hidden better time on each of these. These are the ones we already did, right? Yeah. I do wish that they were a little bit more clearly finished from the outside. I guess you're looking at like the ring around them turns gold, but that's not the most obvious. All right, well, we're just getting the yellow one right here. And then everything else can be turned individually. Wonder how long until the hand holding kind of, because these are not real puzzles for the most part, right? These are all kind of versions of the same insight. Yeah, this. Solve constrained symbols first. Some symbols only have one button that advances them. If that button affects other symbols, you got to do it first so that you can, yeah. Because if you set your other symbols first, you're just going to unset them by solving that one. Oh, why did I do that? This is actually fine. See, this is a little bit more interesting. So we have to get red and green, or red and blue off by the same amount. and green and yellow off by the same amount. And it doesn't matter what that amount is. So right now, blue is off by 4 and red is off by 4. Green is off by 3 and yellow is off by 4 or 0. So this doesn't quite work, even though it is nice. So yeah, there's only 5 points on red's shape, so this is not... Eventually this will get us where we're going. I don't know how many sets it's going to take. So we're off by 2 here. We're off by... red and blue are both pentagons, which is interesting. So they will have to sync properly for this. The fact that yellow is not a pentagon gives us some leeway with green. Which I guess means... like, if we turn this enough, eventually... yeah, we can set blue, and then, like, only positions where red is all the way on are viable, right? So this is green off by 3. Nope, we're turning them the same. We're gonna be returning them to the same places. Shoot. There we go. Yeah, it was because yellow was the odd shape out. It was yellow was the one that had to give. You know what? We'll see what those are in a second. Let's do a couple more of these. So, okay. Red's a hexagon. So I need to move this. Turning green all the way around to score again. Yeah, is going to take us 5, and that's going to rotate green 15 times, which is sufficient. Learn about phasic dials. Completed. These could be legitimately very difficult, especially once we get to the puzzles where we're doing more like turning 3 dials at the same time type things. Or turning 3 different shape dials at the same time. I asked her to share all that can be known, all the knowledge of the ages. But I am no god. When she finished uttering the words, I forgot almost everything. That's frustrating. I can see how a scholar might find that to be very difficult. So there's 3 in this direction. Where's the other orb? Oh, it's all the way over there. So there's 4 in this direction. Okay. All right, first try. Oh. Where does this... I think that's meant to be viewed from above, maybe. All right, let's see what the cube puzzles in this area are all about. I guess they're all going to be music grids. We can already see that. It hesitates for just long enough after you enter the thing to make you think you got it wrong. I do not love these. These are not super interesting, I think. Huh. That one's also locked, though, and there's nothing else connecting to these. I guess there must be a thread that comes from up there. Yeah, I have to say, I'm not... We may not spend a lot of time on camera on the music grids. I'll finish them, but they're kind of not even puzzles. They're just repeat. And obviously, if they start doing anything interesting, I can just turn the recording on. Okay, yes, this starts over here somewhere. And there's also nothing else up here. Okay, that's definitely meant to be viewed from somewhere over there. There we go. This is something I haven't done. Okay, interesting. So you're 3 off and you're 2 off. But we can never move blue more than red. So if I do this, 6 red moves puts us back on, right? Yeah. This looks like such a doorway. Right? The way the rock around it juts out. If this was a game where we had bombs, I would absolutely put a bomb down there. Okay, so we need to unbalance blue from... Blue needs to be pointing either up or down. Let's see here. If I run this 3 times, we can do that. Phasic dial parity. Notice that the right button in the picture cannot actually solve the red dial. It will repeatedly switch red's position between 2 and 5. A different button must be used to fix the red's parity. That's not a great way of explaining the thing that they're trying to get across there. Especially since they're using parity in kind of a non-standard way. Okay, so blue needs to move a multiple of 4 spaces, while red needs to move, you know, x plus 2. So for every one of these, red gets 8. So this will just turn red exactly around. We need red to gain 2 spaces. And then... yeah, 3 spaces. Sorry, what was I talking about? It was pointing here. These are interesting little logic puzzles. And then, of course, there's also the sightseers in this area, which I have not done any of, but again, probably are not going to count as airborne puzzles for our quest, even though they are all floating. Okay, this is interesting. So red needs to move some multiple of 6 times. Blue needs to move +1. Green needs to move +5. So you'll move green. Green will, yeah. Green will tick red around to here, and then you just fix red and blue at the same time. Because it turns out 5 + 1 is 6, actually. That's the key piece of outside knowledge that's necessary for that puzzle. If I'm honest, you know, phasic dials are kind of cool. I'm not super impressed with this enclave overall. Okay, 2 moves out of red, 2 moves out of blue, 3 moves out of green. So I mean, there's no version of this where this button isn't used to set green. It's just a matter of like how many loops do we need to pull? Because for you, it's going to be 2 + 2. So we need to increment red by an odd number, which means turning green all the way around again. And now, if we do 2 full revolutions of blue, there we go. The flow orbs are actually in this area. They're a really nice change of pace. They break up the momentum a little. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, right there. Okay, it looks like it's pretty much just like a circular run. Yeah, that one's very straightforward. I'm a little surprised that that can get much faster. I don't know, I guess I was pretty sloppy around the turns and stuff. For a brief moment, I glimpsed the depths of all knowledge. As I faded back into myself, I held on to a single memory from that experience. I saw that simple ideas lie at the core of complexity, and this is what came to define me. Okay, sure. And I get how that's like thematically related to the puzzles, right? Where every complex puzzle is a sequence of simple steps. You just need to break it down to the pieces that are comprehensible. So this is gonna necessarily have to turn blue enough to finish blue off, right? And then yellow, green, and red are all different sizes. So eventually moving them by the same amount is going to sync them if you just press the button enough. Right, is it not? No, it is, yeah. Because yeah, each time you run one of these, you're changing to use the game's terminology, you're changing the parity of green by 1, and you're changing the parity of red by 2. Yeah, eventually they will sync. You don't even have to do the math. You can just keep pressing. The danger comes when you're moving a thing by more than 1, where you can potentially miss the critical moment of parity. You could jump over it, you know. All right, well, I think we kind of get the idea with this area. I might just pound out a bunch of this area on my own off camera, see what it awakens back in the world, because I think a lot of these puzzles are kind of whatever, and they're very, aside from the Phasic dials, they're either like music grids, which are very whatever, or they're just like stuff we've seen before. So yeah, I think this is a pretty okay place to call it for today. I see that Amabel is requesting my help in the other room. Thank you all so much for watching. I am curious what lies at the top of this thing, so to speak. Like, where does this go once you have all the puzzle types unlocked? Once you're at the sort of the top difficulty, are there any surprises left? So that's really where we're headed. I think the end of the series may be in sight. Thank you all, like I said, thank you all so much for watching, for sticking with me through this one, which is like definitely kind of a weird one, but I'm having a wonderful time, and I hope at least some of y'all are as well. When you come back next time, we will be just beyond the phase and the melody, and we'll see what else awaits.